the Weather Extreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Tuesday, the 4th of April. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather turning volatile tomorrow. Potential for some dangerous thunderstorms across the state. That'll be the focus of this discussion. Got an upper trough west of the state that's advancing our way, and that will provide the upper support for the severe weather potential tomorrow. But today looking pretty good. With a sunny sky, temperatures are sitting around 80 in most spots. There's the watch warning map around the nation. No major problems as of today, of course, for the southeastern states, but that will be changing within 24 hours. Now, this is the severe weather risk for the rest of today, tonight, and early tomorrow morning. Keep in mind this runs through 7 a.m. tomorrow. We have a risk of severe weather north and west of the state, and much of Alabama is in a severe weather risk. And again, this is for the pre-dawn storms. We have the areas in yellow, that's the standard slight risk, including Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, and points down to the south. The main issue with the storms early tomorrow morning, the chance of hail and gusty winds on our end of the state. The better tornado probabilities are way down south across southwest Alabama. That's where the air will be unstable. There's basically no surface-based instability up here early tomorrow morning. But then after 7 o'clock tomorrow, after 7 a.m., this is the risk for tomorrow. You can see much of the eastern U.S. in a risk of severe storms. That moderate risk runs from Alabama through much of Georgia into South Carolina, down into Florida. You can see the probabilities, a 45% chance of severe weather within 25 miles of a given point in that purple zone. That's the moderate risk area. And that's basically meaning a 50-50 chance you'll have some type of severe weather very close to your house. And the crosshatched area, that's the chance of significant severe weather and maybe a few violent long-track tornadoes, basically from Alabama up into much of Tennessee, Kentucky, and up to Cincinnati and almost Indianapolis. Now, this is the specific risk for Alabama tomorrow. The guys at SPC at midday adjusted the moderate risk, pulling it back to include Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden. The enhanced risk now includes Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, Cullman, Jasper, and a slight risk for the northwestern corner of the state. But I don't want people getting hung up in these colors and these risk areas. Just understand the whole state has a chance of severe weather tomorrow, and everybody, all 67 Alabama counties, should be ready. And then on day 3, we have an enhanced risk well to the east up on the middle Atlantic coast. That is for Thursday, and we are cooler and drier at that point. Rain for the next 7 days. Rain amounts about 1 inch tomorrow. No flooding expected. So here we go. This is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Very deep upper trough. This is about 18,000 feet off the ground. This is where the pressure is at 500 millibars with strong wind fields, very good upper support. Down below that, a surface low is southeast of St. Louis over southern Illinois, under 1,000 millibars. And synoptically speaking, on the large scale, very favorable pattern for severe weather. Let's take a look at the timing. Now, tomorrow morning, this is 6 o'clock, the high-res NAM, suggesting we'll have rain and storms in progress at that point. And again, there's no real surface-based instability. So this is the setup where you might have some hail and strong gusty winds. I don't expect any tornado problems, although the chance is not zero. I'd say it's very unlikely. But in the morning early, we'll start the day with rain and messy storms. Then by 1 o'clock, we kind of have a lull, and the sun breaks out. The air becomes very unstable, and new storms begin to form. And by 4 o'clock, that just doesn't look good. That looks like a supercell type setup with cellular storms that could produce hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes, all modes of severe weather possible. Then by 7 o'clock, everything is well to the east of Birmingham. It's approaching Lake Wedowee and Auburn and Opelika. And the whole thing will be over by 8 o'clock in terms of the northern half of the state. So that's the timing. Now, this is the instability at 4 o'clock, and the surface-based CAPE on this is suggested to be as high as 4,100 joules per kilogram. That is very robust for early April. I mean, you typically see numbers like that in maybe July. So the air parcels will be rising freely, and this is the storm relative helicity, 0 to 1 kilometer, and those numbers are quite high. Over central and east Alabama. And again, this is 4 o'clock. And that combination obviously will set the stage for the chance of tornado activity. This is the significant tornado parameter. The max is 6.6 units. But clearly we'll have the chance of tornadoes and maybe a few violent long-track tornadoes based on these parameters. Forecast sounding, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Again, the surface-based CAPE on this, and this is just east of Birmingham. I think I picked St. Clair County for this, 3295. Very unstable air. You'd like to see the winds backed a little more to the southeast, but still, that's clearly some decent directional shear. The LCLs are low enough to support tornadoes, and the STP looks like it's about 3.2 there. So, and the hodograph obviously is very favorable with a turn hodograph like that. So, again, this is the graphic we're showing, and understand we'll have multiple waves of storms. The morning storms most likely could produce hail and strong winds. The main tornado threat, and again, the chance of a few strong, violent, long-track tornadoes tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow evening. It's going to be a daytime event. And look, we have these in spring. This is what happens here. This is Alabama. It's been so quiet for so many years, we're just not used to this. But obviously, you know what to do if you watch these videos. Be able to get the warnings. Weather radio, good smartphone app, like Weather Radio by WDT. Know where you're going. Small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. And in your safe place, have some stuff like helmets, air horns, and hard-soled shoes. And again, we ask you to be an ambassador for us. Tell your friends and neighbors that might not pay attention to this to be sure they can hear warnings tomorrow. And especially maybe elderly people, low-income families, Hispanics, people that we don't really reach that well. So your help in that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, Thursday, cool. We'll be in the 50s much of the day with a steady northwest wind. Clouds in the morning, gradual clearing, maybe some drizzle early in the morning over northeast Alabama. Friday, we start the day in the upper 30s in many spots. The sky will be sunny. The high Friday should be in the low 60s. Anomalies, you can see the temperatures way below average for the eastern half of the country. And then Saturday morning, this should be the coldest morning. This is when the surface high is right on top of us. Clear, calm. We'll have radiational cooling. A lot of places will be in the mid-30s with widespread frost. The colder pockets will likely see a freeze. Yeah, buddy. During the day, we start to warm up. The high Saturday should be in the upper 60s, and Sunday, a beautiful day, sunny with mid-70s. Go to Monday of next week, cold front north and west of the state. This is Tuesday. The good thing, the wave train's kind of shut down. You can see no deep troughs to the west, and this is suggesting maybe a surface low tries to form north and west of the state. And this is out there toward the end of next week. Friday the 14th, troughing over the east. Kind of a cool air mass settling in here. Check the numbers off the GFS. You can see those 30s Friday and Saturday morning. The GFS showing 34 for Birmingham. And again, the city might be in the mid to upper 30s, but the outlying areas will see mid-30s with a lot of frost and a freeze likely for the colder pockets with upper 20s and low 30s for many areas. A late season cold snap. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening and God bless.